Thanks for visiting my channel at Programming with Sajal. This is the part 2 of Fundamental of C Sharp. The topic of this lecture is functions and how we can call function using pass by value and by reference. At first we need to understand what function is. Function accepts some kind of input data and it performs some computation based on this input data and returns a result. As we have separated our tasks into a function, so it is very reusable. We can make use of that one particular function, and in different application we can just copy and paste that function and so as to perform the task that we want. Like in here, this is a function, so it accepts two input values and does some computation, like it finds out the maximum of these two values. So this is the function. I can make use of this function in some other application also, so it makes it reusable and we can make use of it in different applications that I have. So let's understand the structure of a function. At first we need to specify the access specifier of it. So it can be public, can be private, it can be any other access specifier you want to specify, and the return type is the type of the variable that we want to output from this particular function. It can be string, it can be an integer, it can be any other value, boolean values or any other thing. And we need to specify the function name, and we need to specify the input parameters that we need to want to supply to it. So we need to specify the argument type, or in this case I have specified integer. It can be string also, any other value type, any other data type, and we need to specify the argument in this function. Now let's see how we can call a function using value. So public static void main, this is the entry point of C# application which I already showed you. So from this, if I want to call a function void max, this max function, so I need to pass in values like 1 and 2. In this way we can call a function using value. So it takes input as value and does some computation and returns the result here. So let's see how we can call a function by reference. So public static void main, I initialize two variables a and b, a equals to 2 and b equals to 4, and we call swap function and we specify the reference of a and specify the reference of b. Reference of a means the memory location of a, and this the memory location of b. I passing this to memory location, and when this gets into this function, then I store this location into temporary variable and I swap the two memory location with each other. The value of a and b will be swapped. So let's see this in action. So now I'm going to demonstrate how we can make a function and how we can call a function using value and by reference. So I'm going to create a function in here, public integer max. It is going to accept two parameters, int a and b. I'm going to pass in two values and it will going to return me the value that is greater. Return a, else b. So I can call this function here. So I need to specify arguments. So I'm going to pass in 1 and 2. Notice An object reference is required for non-static field methods or property project.max int, and so we need to initialize an object of this class. Only then I can access this this function. Equals to dot. So when we run this program, first we need to change this to 6. So it inputs the maximum value, which is 2, which I specified in this function. So I'm passing in two values, input values, and it is doing some computation and returning me an output. Now let's see how to call a function using reference. So let's comment this statement out. Declare to variable int a equals to 2, b equals to 5. So I'm going to swap these two values. Dot swap. I'm passing these two values a comma 5, a comma b. So you need to store the value of a into a temporary variable. Then equalize equals to b. B equals to temp. So now if we do console.read line A and B, so now if we check, then so we need to change this return type to void. So if we are not returning anything, then we need to specify the return type as void. So as you can see, our value does just interchanged. So in this way we can call a function by value, and we can call a function by reference. Okay, thank you.